G'day everyone, Andrew Cavanagh here from Kelco Rural Agencies in Monto with a market report for our Fat Store Sale held today, the 19th of the 11th, 2025. 1,200 head yarded this week in a very, very strong market. Some great lifts seen throughout every category this week. There's been good general rainfall around our area and the market responded really, really well. So just some quotes today. Our bulls today, the best of them, topped at 425 cents a kilo for some big heavy bulls at 800 kilos. Generally, your kill bulls today, any of those bulls with a bit of condition on, were $3.80 through to $4.15. Had to be a pretty plain bull to make sort of $3.50 to $3.70. Into our bullocks today, only 1 or 2 pounds of bullocks yard today, though a very, very strong result. Some full mouth Santa Gratuitous bullocks that have been on the grain bin, 620 kilos, sold to a top of 496.2 cents a kilo. So an outstanding result there. Back in the export heifers, those fresh heifers, 500 to sort of 550 or 80 kilos. The best of them are made to $4.70. Not a big heap of those yarded, but those that were here generally made $4.40 or 50 through to $4.60. India cow market today, hot. The rest of the cows market, 435 cents. That could be a rise of possibly 40 or 50 cents. One of the strongest cow markets I've seen here, especially in the Burnett, since in the last 3 or 4 years. Your best of your heavy cows, like I said, $4.35. Most of your better end of your cows were generally all day 400 to 430 cents a kilo. You come back into your second rate cows, just your slippery cows, sort of those 480 to into your early 500 kilo cows, really strong again. $3.80 through to $4 consistently right throughout. Only a couple of Penzas plain store cows here today, but even those cows making in the mid $3.40 to $3.60 range. So great result in the cow market today. Into our feeder steers today, some nice 500, sort of 450 to 500 kilo flat back crossbred steers into that heavy export weight job today, 500 through to a top of 525 cents a kilo for some nice drought master steers at 450 kilos. So very, very strong there. Those heavy export steers, 500 to 520 was pretty consistent through those. Those steers, we had some full, some 100% Brahman steers today, making a top of 480 cents. So really strong market there for those steers, 420 kilos with plenty of content. But like I said, your flatback steers, 500 to 525 cents consistently throughout that feeder steer job today. Back in your background of steers, those steers 300 to 360 kilos sort of type steer. Top of those, 550 cents. Really strong there. Most of those steers sort of $4.80 through to $5.30 or 40. So really strong again in those background steers. Weaner steers today had a really nice run of weaner steers today, like we advertised. There's 95 steers in one run there. All weaned up and right, sort of Santas and Santa Shirley cross type calves, 240 or 50 kilos. Heaps of appetite from our buying panel today for those steers. The best of those weaner steers today have made just a tick over 580 cents a kilo, but generally your better end of your flatback steers were consistently from $5.40 through to $5.80, and then you come back into your high content steers, sort of $4.40 through to the best of those making 500 cents a kilo. So some really strong results there in our weaner cattle today. In our weaner steers, very, very strong. Into our feed heifers here, another really good rise here. The best of our heavy feed heifers, some really nice Chardonnay heifers making to a top of 465 cents a kilo. Most of the heavier feed heifers that we had today had a little bit of condition on them and a fair bit of the Boss Indicus content. Those heifers generally sold from $4.20 through to $4.40. Coming back to our trade feed heifers today, those heifers that are into our Coles or a Woolworths job, the Angus cross or Chevrolet cross type heifers, 350 sort of kilo type heifer. The best of those were some very nice black heifers making 496 cents a kilo. Those style of heifers today were consistently $4.20 or 30 through to $4.60 or 70 for those trade heifer types. Back into our weaner heifers today. Very strong market. One of the stronger markets I've seen in the weaner heifers for quite some time. The best of those weaner heifers making to a top of 520 cents for some very nice creamy heifers. But generally those sort of Santa or Chevrolet cross types, we had quite a few of those, sort of 220 through to 260 or 70 kilos, consistently over $5, 500 to 510 or 15 cents. Coming back into crossbred types, one of your Brangus and your Dreddy type heifers today, sort of $4.20 or 40 through to a top of 480 cents a kilo there. So some really, really strong lifts there. Some of those weaner heifer lifts could have been up to 100 cents a kilo there, I thought, from last sale. And then coming back in your high content type heifers, your really fresh style cars that are going to the veal market, those cars today sort of $3.50 through to $3.80, right out to $4 for those two, even the higher content, fresher calves going to the processors. So some really good results there. Like I said, one of the best cow markets I've seen, maybe 30 to 50 cents dearer there. The weaner heifer job possibly up $1 in places. Our weaner steer job maybe 50 or 60 better. The feeder steer job the same, maybe 30 30 or 40 better there. So some great results throughout. A terrific day here at the Monto Sale Yards. A very, very good lineup of cattle, but those met with some very, very strong buying support today. So thanks very much to all those vendors for entrusting us with the sale of their cattle this week, and all the buyers for their attendance. We have another sale here in a fortnight, and then we also do have a store-only sale scheduled for the 17th of December. That one will just be depending on weather and numbers, but at this stage there is one scheduled for the 17th of December. So if you do have cattle for that one very close to Christmas, please get in contact with one of us so we can get that penciled in and locked away. So thanks very much, everyone, and we'll see you back here in a fortnight.